crash the price of
AMC is still moving. GME seems to be stuck at $302.68. So we have likely been halted. This is the way of the game. If you guys remember what I just said, if you don't have the stomach to stay in the kitchen, it's time to get out. We're going to see a lot of fire sales, a lot of panicked selling, and a lot of people just not knowing exactly what's happening. So follow the crowd, and when everyone else sells, they sell too. Right? This is not financial advice. That's why I cannot tell you to buy, sell, or hold. I'm just going to tell you that this is a forum for you to publicly express your opinions about exactly what you think is happening with this GameStop dip. Happened right here on live stream. We saw a high of $350, and now we have our $350. One of them is going to go bye-bye. We only have $300 now, still more than we had when the day started. So that's still very good gains. We were too bullish on the way up and saw the RSI rise too much. When the RSI does rise too much, we note that this is overbought activity, and then there are factors that come in that forces the stock to halt if it gets oversold too much. And these are just automatic stops. It seems like GameStop is solidly halted at $302.68, whereas AMC continues to pulse and try to be supported by this new line at $11.18. People are giving us positive reinforcement, positive chats in the live chat right now. Do keep in mind that these people are on the same boats with you. People who have just become 500,000-aires, people who have made over 5 figures. You saw them all together with your eyes. The God Pill says, "Oh boy, that halt is a good sign." Yeah, this is how the market works at times. The GME rocket needs to load up, the bus needs to come back around, and we are still up 25% on the day. So actually, I'm going to have to update my live. Why did GME dip? Why did GME dip? How about dip to 302? Why did GME dip to 302? Fire. Squeeze still on. So that is what we're going to work on right now. We did not hear no bell. 8,400 of you currently watching, making sure that you guys are getting the most up-to-date information. John Fields, how's it going? You might want to get your AMC discount right now. Yeah, actually, I'm a little curious about how much the earnings report can. I was holding out to make sure that AMC's earnings report does not get accompanied with a big short attack. However, it seems like AMC is bouncing off of that support level at $11.18, and GME has been halted at 302.68 after falling. I would say this is roughly 10% fall from $344 all the way down to $305. That's actually maybe a 15% fall. Okay, so this is a dip. We are looking at a pretty long red candle right here. GameStop is back and dipping faster. Holy moly, dipping down to 289. It has now been unstopped, and it is holy shoot Toledo. Oh my God. 260 down, multiple levels of resistance and support. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, still falling at 260 right now. This is likely going to be halted again if it falls another 15%. And it is now, we are seeing some superheroes right now pushing it back above GameStop at 260. Now is at 278, 280. Okay, so these are some serious people that have now bought the dip seriously. People who are very strong about the stock, that decided that this is way undervalued and a chance to be able to support that stock, right? If you guys are selling at a loss and you guys are tempted to get off the train, you are more than welcome. That's because you were paper hand to begin with. We're not trying to tell you not to. We're just trying to tell you that this is the kind of mentality that we are not going to bring to Valhalla to begin with. If you do not have the stomach to survive one of these dips, then there is no room for you at even higher highs and even faster dips. Okay, so this is going to be the truth of the matter. Everyone likes to hear good news. No one likes to hear bad news, and this is the truth. We are expecting major turbulence as GameStop is facing the biggest paper hands and the biggest short attacks left on the planet, and we are working our butts off to look at GameStop right now and see exactly the out of all of the noise, see as much of the signals as possible. Almost 9,000 of you here waiting to see how GameStop is going to react to one of the largest dips on the day, still positive on the day. Open your eyes and look. It is still up 200, up double digits at 10% up on the day. So GameStop is still positive. It is still green, right? The big old green candle. AMC is dipping far below that the new line of support that it was bouncing off multiple times at 11.18 and now reaching a $10.30 range. GameStop is now dipped below 250. That takes out $100 of today's highs, right? This is, people can buy the salsa. We are looking at $250 instead, and it seems like it has now been halted again. GameStop has now stopped trading again at 248.68, suspended at 12:29 EST. It has now been suspended after a lot of turbulence from dropping down from $340 proper down to $300 where it was suspended, and solidly down to $250. That is a drop of almost 30%. Why did GameStop fall to $250? This is right now one of the biggest attacks on GameStop that we have seen recorded, and the biggest sell-off of paper hands getting way too afraid of what could happen. Right? We saw some major pullback on 350, crossed through one barrier of support at 335, crossed through another barrier at 322. This is the free fall action that we were afraid of because it wasn't generating enough of these points where it could stop the bleeding at levels of resistance and support where people have to make a guess of whether or not they think the stock is worth more or less. Right? It stopped at a third level of resistance at 295. It was solidly being supported at $300. It saw some major resistance, major support when it was able to get down to 260. That was when it bumped back up to 280, was rejected by the 280 level of resistance, and then dropped back all the way down to 248. The God Pill says they halted because they are trying to spook you. This is the final play, get in now or never. This does seem like two options. You either don't have the stomach for GameStop and need to get out right now, because if that was scary to you, if you just lost 30% of your portfolio and that scares the ever-living heck out of you, their kitchen is about to close. It does not seem like GameStop is going to be able to accommodate your risk appetite. Right? You wanted to make major attendees. You wanted to change your life forever. You wanted to hold this battle, right? We are not here to tell you whether or not you should hold or not. We're here to tell you the technical analyses of how many levels of support and resistance GameStop has just fallen through. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and now finally being supported at 248 and change. 7 levels of support where GameStop has taken a massive beating. So this is essentially the attendee man with the bus coming around one last time and saying, anyone else want to come aboard, with no surefire thing, no confirmation, no guarantee that you are going to be able to moon. So if you want to get in now, you either have a high chance of making it back up to 800 with all the research that we've done, or making it all the way down to 0. And if you can't stomach either, then it is not the game for you. Luke Wilmer says this is just a bull trap event attempt. Do not fall for it. Diamond hands will smash through all, says Luke. And then we have a super from A super from Mr. Mug. Chris Camillo sold his shares for $9 million. That's the dip. Okay. Thank you for some extra context. So we see a pretty significant event here. We saw AMC up 15%, roughly almost 20% up, hovering around that $12 range, and now it has dipped down to $10.90, passing through two levels of resistance, and now being supported by the third. We saw GameStop passing through 7 levels of support. Looking at the, thank you, Aya Vanden, for the tweet, for the super. Hedge funds brought tanks and chopper guns to fight LOL. Almost 10,000 of you here in the chat looking for answers. We see some major levels of paper handing here. Scissors in the chat for the paper hands that have now been jettisoned off. I'm sure this is a post to scare them off. They think that we're wacky kids. They think that we don't understand what's going on. We understand a concerted attack when we see one. GameStop has just seen a massive attack from $350 down to $250. So, is the stock halted? It is. You can, I believe you can still put in order limits, but they won't be filled until the stock stops being halted. It has been halted once, and then releasing the halt dropped the stock again. Eduardo Alva says, I saw a 15K short block and there's only 200K shares to short now. They even shorted 500K before the markets even opened. AMC is essentially looking like the GME comeback train here. Lower volatility means it has a lower chance of falling. GameStop has now been unfrozen and continues to fall down 230 at a brand new low. This is now red for the day. The dude says cost is going to the moon. However, cost was up 100%. Now it is only up 50%. So it seems like everyone is taking a strong dip. GameStop has now passed my average price of $240 and change. And now GameStop is starting to be frozen again. It seems like it has dropped another 15%, more or less. GameStop is having this battle of life or death right now. When you woke up this morning, when we were throwing around the money, we were excited. We were talking about the attendees, talking about our dreams, but this is now the true fight. If I could play that warning on repeat, I gave you all a chance. I gave you all a chance to get out of the kitchen, and while it was hot, it was a chance that some of you could have taken, and some of you may already have taken. Those scissors in the chat are for you. With no hate or malice, they were given to you because this is what the risk profile is. Some more risky people will sell on the dips, and some people will buy on the dips. I'm not trying to tell you how to do either. Thank you so much for joining as a member.
2 hours later. 6 hours later. So much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting and they had to hire a new one.
Oh man, it's a good one. Oh man. Tell me you got something to say about the Fed fucking shutting down the stock. That's it, I guess. They open back up yet? Not yet. Nothing yet. They will though. You know they will. Oh, they crash in AMC too now. Let's go. Let's go. Man, AMC depends on GME. That's funny. beautiful thing. Oh, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Spurtured one. Fight and make sure that your voice is heard, then go ahead and continue watching, hitting that subscribe button, hitting that like button so that you continue to invest in yourself to end up chart 50 now. We just got a brand new member. Thank you, Andius Maximus, for joining. I think I just already shouted you out, so I think I missed something else. SSR was triggered. It's all GameStop theory. It's just a theory, a GameStop theory. You guys are in the chat right now voicing your opinion on how this story will be rewritten, right? We are looking at GameStop. We picked up a couple of apes on the way. Those people who were afraid, those people who were waiting for so long to get out. Those of you who paper-handed and were patient all of this time, maybe we understand. Maybe we get you. Maybe we all have families to feed. If you were playing with money that you weren't willing to lose, it is understandable that you want to get it back, right? But those of us who are taking a stand, we are working here. MD says, look at the VWAP. That is the orange line right here. Price movement without volume is meaningless. VWAP has not moved much. It's not a serious dip. It is noise. Look at this orange line. When the price is trending so low underneath that VWAP, that means that there is some serious recorrection to do. Look at this orange line right here. Volume moves the chart, not the price. So be fully cognizant of the fact that these other indicators are still very, very strong. The VWAP is still here. The simple moving average has now crossed underneath the VWAP, and the RSI cannot be lower. It is at 975. That is a very strong sense that this is oversold. Oversold stock it is. Boy, oh boy, I almost stopped the stream to go for a conversation on the documentary. This is now going to be part of the documentary. Glad I got both in one. Thank you, MD, for joining as a member. Pressing that join button helps support the show, and it really is helpful for Meatball and myself. We got Screw Hedgie's hold. from someone's name that I cannot say, and we have Deep Sleep saying buy the dip. Thank you guys for voicing your opinion, making sure that you understand that there is some serious suspicion happening on this chart. As you guys just joined us, we have passed through not just one, not just two, but 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 levels of resistance, actually 10 levels of resistance right now. These are resistance levels that we have charted excruciating detail in the last few days, and GameStop within a course of a few minutes have passed through and been halted almost 4 times. That is extraordinary. Each time falling less and less because the automatic halts are based on the breakout point of which it actually falls from. We got Michael Clarity. Thank you so much for joining, pressing that join button down below. Luke Wilmer says, honestly, this is good. It means the real game is just beginning. It's the lull during the rocket staging. And we have a super from Echo Lotus. Anyone panic selling is not in the Moon Platoon. If you can't handle the G-Force, get off the rocket and don't come back. Yes, this what the scissors are all for. And Callie Monk says, I laugh at these hedgies. Think about all of the positive energy that this group is sending right now about exactly what is happening with the GameStop saga, right? We are breaking a couple of eggs and we are making an omelet as we speak. This is what lemonade is all about, ladies and gentlemen. This is exactly what lemonade and squeezing is all about. It's going to be sour in the beginning, but then we're going to have some delicious freaking lemonade. Kyle Lipka says went from being 10K up to now only 4,500. They're sweating, but their palms aren't because they are made of diamond. Thank you, Kyle, for sharing. Yes, some of you who have been up to five-figure profits on GameStop, you had a chance to paper hand. And those of you who decided not to, you know the risks that there could be. I told you that there is a full chance that GameStop could continue moving down to zero or up to infinity. So now what is happening with GameStop is it has been unsuspended. It is now trading right around 190. I do want to push it down to see what is the next level of resistance and support. We were, Trey and I were talking just yesterday about whether or not GameStop even has a remote likelihood of falling below 100. Does not seem like it. GameStop right now is on a massive sale. We have the VWAP trending far above the price right now, and some people have noticed, right, that chance of GameStop coming in and out of suspension had positive growth. There was 1 out of like 3 suspensions that GameStop had actual positive growth. GameStop is now down 17% on the day, but that is up from a low of 172, where it dipped far below 11 lines of support, straight through the floor. Ren Hall says, so was it bad that I bought all the way down? Is it, in your opinion, that it will go up based on numbers? My opinion right now is that this is a coordinated attack and not based on the actual price of the shares that still have to be covered. The shorts are still out there, right? The subscribe button has yet to be pressed. The shorts have not changed at all because the price of GameStop would need to fall to the single digits in order for those shorts to actually be meaningfully covered. Why the heck did Melvin Capital not cover those shorts earlier? Oh, Melvin is here in the chat, missed his super, and he says it wasn't me. Melvin, stop lying. Melvin is in the chat right here, and he says it wasn't me. Melvin, I don't think any of us believe you. We have hold and reload from the Not So No Guy. The Not So No Guy. Thank you so much for that super. We are here to talk about GameStop and how the fact that these dear hedgies, thanks for the discount, Diamond Hands, have no fear. And Alex Brader says, just lost 300K in 30 minutes not selling. The sheer amount of positive energy in this group is insanity, right? We haven't gained anything if you haven't sold, and we haven't lost anything if you haven't sold. That is a point of unrealized gains and losses. DFV tweeted, let us see if I can pull that up. DFV did tweet 2 hours ago already, and let's see if he has a brand new update. Yes, he does. So I want to be able to show this off. This is a tweet from a movie. Hopefully, I know what movie this is. Mine might not, but it is Roaring Kitty laughing and then going. But that is Roaring Kitty's current update right now. Is happy face and then sad face or angry face. This could be the start of a full story of how we are putting our war faces on. Let's look at James Moreshi. Isn't this the same pattern GME had? High was 347 at the most. Last squeeze, which we hit again, and then it dipped. Is the ride over? This is the last one was a gamma squeeze. Remember, the short squeeze has not yet even been tapped. We have a double team Lucha Libre a professional wrestling team comprised of the gamma squeeze and the short squeeze, and the short squeeze has not even been tapped yet. Oh, Kessie Spess says, can hedge funds borrow shares every day and use half to them to short and use all the remaining to short on one day, like saving ammo? That is unlikely because they are working with shares that are one in cash accounts, so they are not allowed to be shorted and lent out without your permission. If you haven't changed your account settings on Robinhood and Webull yet, it is time for you to do so. Change your margin accounts into cash accounts so that the shorts cannot use them without your permission. And finally, we are looking at these coordinated attacks in a macro sense instead of a micro sense, right? They are going to happen. They're going to work on our worst fears, and especially when we were the happiest, that is when we had the greatest fall. And once again, use that analogy of the YouTuber who is coordinating all these people to sell. Maybe we should just press that sell button, sell the subscribe button. That doesn't make any sense, right? This is not a bunch of people panicking and selling. This is just a instituted attack that then followed up with a bunch of paper hands that we have scissors in the chat for. That's exactly what we do with those paper hands here. Okay. Jesus, people are feeling pretty unnerved. Stim check possibly next week. Retail ammo for fight incoming. Yes, we talked about that earlier in this live stream. We talked about a lot of DD earlier in this live stream. If you guys have not yet slammed that subscribe button, it's because you are not sure if this channel is a pump or dump. I have to tell you right now, this channel is all fundamental growth. This is a channel that is going to straight up to the moon, and that's why you do not want to miss out on a future live stream where we cover exactly what is up with this stonk market. It doesn't have to be only AMC and GME, but it does start with investing in yourself. AMC does seem to be green right now at 3% up after dropping to a low of $9.50. So that is actually a huge up from the low today. And